At the moment, I'm busy putting the finishing touches to my book 6 Proven Steps to Attract ICO Investors. In it, I make the point that the process of education is the longest part of the typical ICO, and it might take 3 to 6 months if there is such a thing as a typical ICO. So what's education got to do with initial coin offerings? Well, in my view, it can be one of the most crucial differences between success and failure. Often when I first talk to prospective ICO teams, education is probably the last thing they are thinking of, but then I remind them that every contact is a chance to educate your audience, meaning the demographic they have targeted for the ICO. Education is what you can offer your contacts in exchange for their engagement. You can offer knowledge and receive in return the most vital thing they can give you, the fingerprint of their email address. Think of your own school days where the teachers who got through to you were almost certainly the ones who excited your interest, whatever the subject. They gave a colorful picture that engaged you and made you want to know more. The leads for your ICO offering are no different. They want quality content, colorful content, and valuable content. How do I know what comprises quality? Well, first of all, quality content must be related to the topic of my ICO. However interesting, let's say, astrology may be, an article on that subject is unlikely to catch the interest of an audience for a new cutting-edge tech breakthrough. Maybe, but unlikely. So clearly your content has to be appropriate. You can tell your audience about the problem, then the solution, then the problem, then the solution. It's an ongoing process of education that you must keep sight of throughout your ICO. You know what the problems faced by your audience are because you've already started a dialogue with them. And when the problem or solution wave is over, go on to the next wave. Just like at school, you're taught ABC followed by DEF and so on. The story you tell must also be shiny. Education does not have to be boring, and you must constantly find ways to engage your audience with articles, links, and video content that jumps out at them. The expenditure of just a little more time and energy on the part of your copywriter and designer can make all difference as to whether your communication is opened, read or watched, or discredited. Of course, any discredited content is a missed opportunity to educate your audience. Content has value when the recipient says, well, I didn't know that before. If they respond that way to your first communication, then they will come back for more because you will be perceived as a good educator. But how do you know what people want to learn? Here's a big secret. You ask them. If I listen, I learn, and that's all you have to do with your potential audience. Listen and learn. You listen by asking questions and getting feedback. Inviting questions always means that you learn more about your audience, and answering questions always means they learn more about you. It's a relationship. That way you can ensure that your content has value because you know what your audience is needing in the way of information. The questions your audience asks will demonstrate clearly what they need to know and will often illuminate areas that perhaps you haven't fully thought through. You will also know your audience because right from the start you targeted them. Then you've done deep dives into the analytics to get to know them even better. Knowing people in the degree of detail means that, like the best of teachers, you can provide educational content which has real value.